Well, happy Thursday to you. Okay, I'm all masked up, brows done, and I'm waiting for my client Molly to come in so that I can show you how absolutely amazing the vanilla base strokes, our newest addition and our expanded color range in the Base Strokes Foundation and Flori Roberts, simply out of this world. I have tested this shade on Molly. I've tested it on some of our Color Me Beautiful skin tones, and it works. Now, in some cases, for the Color Me Beautiful skin tone, it could be a little bit more yellow than what the customer wants, but there are enough, you're going to see, because we're going to do two different testings today, that you will be able to see the range, at least kind of how light the consumer could be to use the vanilla, and then also Molly, her skin ends up being really the absolute, you don't have to do a whole lot of modification with it. But before I ask Molly to come in, hi Cheryl Mead, let's just go through what we would be doing if we were actually doing a live consultation. I've got my wipe here disinfected before a customer comes in, and even when they get there, they need to see you cleaning, wiping down everything before they get there. And of course, we don't want them to sit on anything that's damp or wet, so we're going to dry this off. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is to make sure that I use my hand sanitizer. And after I use my hand sanitizer, not only am I going to not stop here, I'm going to go to the next level, because COVID is too crazy now for us to be taking any chances of not doing everything safe and the way that we should. Even gloves, as much as I prefer to be able to use my sponge for clients without having gloves on, better safe than sorry, ladies. Okay, so I'm going to get my fingers in here some kind of way, and so I'm gloved up, and then I'm going to ask Molly to come in, and we're just going to use a one step to remove what she has on. This product, I actually have made the switch to it, because what I've noticed is as my skin has, as I've aged, that the Base Strokes Foundation gives me, first of all, it gives me sun protection. Did you know that it had an SPF 15 in it? Okay, well, welcome to the real world. The other featured ingredients in this particular foundation, it's got vitamin E, that's a great selling point. It's got aloe, which is another great selling point, and also soybean oil. So, but the great thing is that you've got buildable coverage that you can get. You can conceal dark eye circles. You can conceal hyperpigmentation, sunspots, you name it. It runs the gamut. And now that we have expanded the shade range to go lighter, the possibilities are endless. Okay, so we're going to ask Molly to come in, and she is going to sit down. She's masked up as well. And so what we're going to do, and Molly, you may need to move up just a little bit. We're trying to social distance too. So we've got Molly sitting here, and we had just started before we froze up to start to remove her foundation, what she has on now. And again, in light sweeping motions going up and out. And this is one step, so it certainly can be used under the eye area that we're going out in. And you can see that Molly has a little bit of redness on her, on this side of her face. But she doesn't really have on that much makeup, okay? And you can see that Molly has a skin tone that is probably what you would come in contact with a Hispanic, Latina, someone Middle Eastern, that is on the lighter side. So we've got certainly an opportunity to be able to service more people now, okay? And because Molly has a little bit of hyperpigmentation, we're going to use the super light from the Enlightened. It's called Perfect Tone Super Light. So this product helps to even out the skin tone. Now, you know, Molly has, when she gets a pimple and it goes away, on my skin it will turn dark brown or even black. But for her skin, it shows up as red, okay? So, but not to fear, vanilla is here. Okay. So remember, vitamin E, soybean oil, aloe vera, SPF 15. Magical, powerful ingredients, okay? So what we're going to do is just take, and just so you know, so vanilla is now the lightest shade, okay? And as usual, what we're going to do is first, you know, deal with those little pesky areas where we want to cover it up, and we want to be able to, and again, we don't double dip, so once you put that sponge on in that area, you now got to flip it over, okay? And we're going to now take it and put a little bit more under her eye area, and it's just blending. And you see I'm just going around her mask because we want to make sure that we are not putting either one of us in jeopardy. And I'm bringing it down. And of course, always, and now we're going to take this other end, still using one sponge, but we are making sure that we are not double dipping. Okay? Now, the only thing that we did not bring up here to show you, because I want you to see it in its natural and the state that it would look if you were putting it on someone without the powder, but you always will want to use a powder. Now for Molly, we would use the invisible powder to set her so that this Base Strokes foundation would not move and would not change colors on her, or that she would be able to keep it on from morning until the time that she decides to take it off. And that's the story of vanilla. So give them a close look, Molly, so they can see. Okay, and turn on the other side so they can see, just kind of how fair your skin is. But you can see that it covered under her eye. You can see that it gave her good coverage on the side of her face. So vanilla, here we come. Okay, we get ready to hit the road. Hit the road with vanilla. Okay, so the Base Strokes, amazing formula. It's been, in my opinion, probably, because we always talk about the cream to powder. The cream to powder is by far phenomenal. Okay, but guess what? We got another formula that's going to be running in step with the cream to powder. And why? Because it has different benefits, different features, and it does everything that we would expect any foundation to do. So Fenty, move out of the way. MAC, move out of the way. Base Strokes has arrived, and we've got the shade range to now do it. And let me just review with you really quickly the shade range from light to deep. So now it's vanilla. The next shade would be praline, which we now have it back in stock. So yay, if you need some, go ahead and get your order placed and take advantage of the V-Day promo codes. The next shade would be toasted almond, and that's what I'm wearing today. The next shade would be gazelle, and then your next one would be cognac, then sable, then truffle, and java. So vanilla to java and 6 others in between. So now we have a total of 8 wonderful shade-enhancing shades that are available to us as Color Me Beautiful and Flori Roberts and Agent Appel Consultants. So thank you for joining us. Part 2 is I'm going to ask Claire, who is our head of sales that manages the QVC business for Gail Heyman. And Claire is even fairer than Molly. And so I'm going to ask her to come in because she said, hey, can you help me cover up some age spots? And I said, absolutely. You haven't said anything but a word. So we're excited to be able to ask Claire to come in. So Molly, if you can get her, I'll clean up behind you, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay? So no matter what happens, so Claire got to clean up. and wipe everything down before you sit down. Then I got to change gloves. So it takes work, ladies, to be able to do this, but it is something that is absolutely non-negotiable, okay? And you have to, and I don't care in what environment you're doing it, so I'm going to take off these gloves. They're going in the trash. And then I'm going to sanitize again, and we're going to put on a new set of gloves. And by that time, this chair will be prepared for Claire. And Claire is an amazing marketer. She is the one that is responsible for everything that you see on QVC in the UK, QVC in Germany, QVC in Japan. She does all of the, so Gail Heyman brand is really her baby. I mean, that's the brand that she is responsible for. And I'm glad that I know her, because she is one sharp cookie. So, okay, so Claire, you can have a seat. The same vanilla, different beauty, okay? And so we're going to do the same thing that we did before, which is to, and now, Claire, you don't really have on makeup today, do you?
No.
But we're going to just freshen you up anyway, so we're going to use the one step. And for you, Claire said that she was most concerned about her forehead and sunspots, okay? And so that's what we're going to focus on today. And she doesn't really, you can see, I mean, the cotton pad, it's coming away clear. So that is working well for us. And we're just going to dry her down with a clean cotton applicator. And we're going to still use, because Claire, you are more, you're like normally dry, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Definitely on the dry side.
On the dry side, yeah. So Claire is she uses the super rich moisture cream and Gail Heyman.
The peptide cream.
The peptide cream.
Oh,
Go ahead and name everything you use, honey. Name everything you use.
Yeah,
Okay.
vitamin C, you name it.
You name it, she used it.
Right.
Okay, and so now we have, what we're going to do is focus on her forehead. And you're going to see that the vanilla, the same vanilla that we just used on Molly, is going to be able to be used on Claire. And we're just doing a press and blend motion to cover her sunspots. And again, you know, when you're talking about covering things, you have to make sure that you're using your powder. And she's got one sunspot that's a little bit larger there that we are going to concentrate on. And again, remember, we never double dipped, okay? And you can see, as fair as Claire is, the vanilla works on her as well. And Claire, you know, we would set her like with the light, loose powder in Color Me Beautiful, or the invisible powder that we have in Flori Roberts. So Claire, just get a little closer to the camera so that they can see your forehead and how great that covered. Amazing.
I should have shown them my sunspot before you did it.
Well, yeah, up close. Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah.
So, but at any rate, amazing shade range. So many different clients of yours will be able to use this product. And of course, for brown skin, you know, it would be a highlighter. You know, you could use it along with your contouring and all that. So it's an amazing color. The product and the ingredient, the featured ingredients are amazing. So the only thing we have to do now, ladies, is to go out there and spread the word, okay? So thank you for joining us for this quick tutorial and introduction of the vanilla base strokes. The only way that the world is going to know about it is that you tell them. So thank you for joining us and have a great day. Bye-bye now.